What's going on, young world? Today is more of a sensual type of episode. Oh my God. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan, baby.
Oh man. This is the blank. Welcome to episode 16, 1-800 at night. Girl, you start me acting. Get me to act up. Oh man.
For those who don't have camera, Carlos is definitely biting his lip while he's recording that intro.
Oh, these girls trying to make me act up. Gonna give me a problem. Oh man. All right, that was the best. That was my R&B intro. Ryan, do you have an R&B intro?
I was gonna go for the Barry White voice, but I think you
go
killed
for
that.
it. I really think the world would want to hear you in your Barry White voice.
I can't even do it now. I think you killed that.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you think I got you think there was too much of the biting of the lips, or
no? That was perfect amount of biting in the lips.
Okay.
Well, there was also Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
Thank you for that background. But there's I forget his name, which is I feel terrible about.
As you should.
But the guy all the way on the right hand side of Carlos's picture, he does the deep.
Oh, this one.
That one. Yeah, he does the deep voice. Lovely, very lovely.
And if you didn't notice, I got Jodeci on the other side here.
Jodeci.
Yeah, a little representation. So yes, for those of you who are creeped out by my intro, fucking deal with it. It's R&B Day today, episode 16, titled 1-800 at night. The reason why we used that episode title is because, well, we decided to our Instagram post to be in the idea of those old school commercials that have those compilation album commercials that list the songs, and so we use that phone number 1-800 at night. We should use that phone number to see if pick it up and then have people call in and then see where that takes them.
As soon as we get big,
yeah,
I'll definitely put in a request to have that number for our online or our location.
Yeah, so. For sure. That'll be we should make a pact that will be our hotline phone number. But today's episode, I'm excited for it. Before we get into it, let's go into recent events.
1 second.
Yes.
Happy Thursday.
Oh, there it is.
I gotta throw that out every single Thursday. We have to do an episode, so we made it to another Thursday. Thank you.
And also, just in case for our viewers that are listening tomorrow, happy Friday. How do you fucking this guy?
I was like, you gonna bring up his birthday?
No, what the hell? Happy Friday to those listening on the Friday.
Happy Friday.
Or happy whatever day you're listening, whatever.
Sorry, Carlos, go ahead. I cut you off.
No, that's all I wanted to say. Or, sorry, yes, that's right. No, recent events. I wanted to talk about that. I guess the most recent was the Dundas name. They're going to change it.
Yes.
So, I guess they're discussing names, but soon Dundas Square will be no more, and they'll change it to a different name due to Homeboy's ties to slavery. They're gonna change it up. We don't know yet. We do know that it cost what they say 22 or 21 million.
Yeah, so I was reading, I forget who the author was, but I was on the Toronto Star website the other day, and there was an opinion piece. And for those who don't read the newspaper, they always have like random opinion pieces nowadays where a writer or somebody who's writing specifically in the news article, like in the news, pretty much, they can come out and put an opinion piece out just on like what's going on in current events, this and that. So I really forget who, and I do apologize for referencing your article, but I don't know your name. But they were saying that it's an estimated $21.2 million to rebrand and renamed Dundas the street in full because Dundas goes forever. I think it goes all the way to like Burlington, maybe a little bit farther, maybe even like Hamilton or something like that. So if you literally take Dundas all the way down, that's a lot of fucking street signs, which I definitely understand. But $21.2 million.
That's expensive as fuck.
Fucking wild.
That is insane. That goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that when you have a sense of empowerment to change, you got to do what you got to do no matter the cost. But also keep in mind that racism is clearly expensive. So if you're thinking about being a racist, think about the cost.
Yeah, not worth it.
The cost, not worth it. Literally, financially, not worth it. Not worth it. So keep that in mind. Also in recent events, y'all. Let's see. Stage 3 tomorrow.
Yes. For
That's
those,
for
those who don't listen, for those who don't listen, for those who don't live in Ontario.
Shout out to the South Korean listener.
Yeah, you're the homie.
Yep.
Whoever you are. In relation to Ontario, we are moving to stage 3 where a lot more shit is going to be open, which is dope. I'm super excited about it. Indoor dining, nightclubs are even open, I think.
Yes, nightclubs are,
which is fucking hype. Casinos.
You're really hyped up over nightclubs. Is there something you want to?
I'm not. I feel like we're like old, and I don't feel like I won't want to go to a nightclub. But I feel like because we haven't had the opportunity to go, and like the freedom to go, then I would probably go at least once.
Oh wow!
Just to like go and have some fun because it is fun every once in a while.
Yeah, I guess.
So
it's just in case. So I guess when the midlife crisis comes through, it's nice to always pop into a nightclub, and live those nights.
What are you most excited about for Friday, Carlos?
Gyms, 100%. I'm trying to lose weight, trying to gain the muscle.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's the most exciting part. Casinos would be fun. I haven't been to those in ages. Strip clubs.
I had to throw that out there, man.
Yeah, I have to throw it out there.
Shout out to Murphy D.
Oh my God. You did that.
Oh man. He knows.
Yeah, strip clubs. Those are also expensive. You would think that they coincide with one another. Just like imagine just a racist at a strip club. That person's living a nightmare right now. You know, that person.
That doesn't sound like a good time.
No, not at all. Black bitch, take your bills. You fucking. Imagine that at the strip club, just like oof.
All right, I'm canceling this show. I'm canceling this show.
And canceled. Other than that, so that's in recent events, stage 3. Looking forward to that. Italy versus England. Shout out to Italy.
Yes, shout out to Italy.
That was a big win. Ryan had a few videos he sent me of his area going berserk wild.
So for anybody who lives in Little Italy and was there that Sunday, cheers to you, and you guys know how to party. That was fucking wild. I got a little bit of it. I went outside and I walked around with Alicia, and we were drinking beers in public, and there's cops everywhere like dancing and shit, which is actually really cool. So even like the Italian cops or the Italian fan cops are out there. So it was a good time. And they played a great game. They really did. I think that they got it all the way too. They did what they had to do. Yeah, it went to shootout, but they played a great game and they deserve it. So shout out to Italy and shout out to the Italians for winning that. And you made Little Italy fucking fire that Sunday, which was hype. Boy. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man, that was an interesting one hell of a game. A bit of a nail biter at the end there, but good job for Italy. You did good. Other recent events. I'm not sure if you're aware of the show That's So Raven.
Not really.
You didn't watch Family that show as a kid?
Is it Family's Channel or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You haven't watched that show?
I don't really think I watched it. No,
You're crazy, dude.
like Recess and all that stuff. Yeah, on the family
Recess
Weekenders.
was the show. That was the show.
And to go back to our '90s, our babysitting episode, the '90s babysitter. Go watch that if you haven't.
Yes.
Great episode on all of our second babysitters.
Yeah.
That was a sick episode. So go back and watch that if you haven't, or go back and listen to it. So
for sure. That's a Raven star, Kyle Mase, who was a very big character of the show. He is an actor out of the US. You probably haven't heard his name as well because he hasn't really done much recently. But he was actually arrested for it was a 2019 allegations where he was sending inappropriate text to a minor. Now he is actually on the run. And
he's on the run?
He's on the run. He did not go to the court, and he is now a wanted man. So if you've seen Kyle Mase from That's So Raven, please report it to your nearby police station, and let's lock his ass up because you don't need to hide your kids, hide your wife, because this dude's out here apparently sending pics to the kids, which is not okay. So
give him the old American chokehold.
Yeah, the full Nelson lock there. You know,
that's not funny.
And he jokes. And ladies and gentlemen, for those on video, us laughing aside, this dude had a big ass smile on his face, but he was.
That is not funny.
He laughed.
Definitely fuck that dude if the allegations are real, because that's some fucked up shit. So
yes,
hopefully they find him.
Damn. Yep. Lastly, I don't know if we talked about it recently, but Sha'Carri Richardson. You don't know? Oh, for God's sake! Do you not pay attention to the news, Ryan?
I don't know, like Toronto news and stuff like that. But outside of that, celebrity stuff,
you need to get out of your bubble.
Not there,
dude. If you're not reading it, dude, if you don't know who Sha'Carri Richardson is, you're clearly not reading the literature, man.
I actually don't know who that is whatsoever.
Who's that? Sha'Carri Richardson is a track runner who has been getting a lot of attention and was going to go into the Olympics, and pretty much got this like buzz, the star buzz about her. But her mother passed away a few weeks before her few weeks ago, and she had smoked some weed to ease the pain, I guess, from that, and the Olympics booked her with the weed, and she is no longer allowed to race for the Olympics due to the weed. Here's the situation. Do I think it's bullshit? Yeah, it sucks. But at the same time, you knew you were running in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You knew. Come on, pal. Come on. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Losing a family member sucks. And, it's unfortunate, but, thoughts and prayers to Sha'Carri. So if you're missing this Olympics, who knows? Maybe you will kill it at the next one. And, Yeah,
come back strong.
Yeah, come back strong, do well.
The weird part about that is that, like, she's probably going to get a lot of flack, and the Olympics are going to get a lot of flack for it. But it's like, the Olympics can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Like, they're just, because we set it on that pedestal being like, yo, gold medals are this shit, like this shit. And if you're not placing the Olympics, then you ain't shit. But it's like, you as a track runner, the only competition out there to like really say that you're, the shit out there kind of thing. It's like that platform for people to be competitive and to have that competitive nature. And it's like, she probably might have won gold. It's like, who the hell knows? But it's like, that's the only thing that we look forward to as human beings, to be like, yo, you're the best of the best out of the whole damn world. But it's like, at the end of the day, the Olympics is its own organization that happened to get themselves to that point, whatever, through history. And I could be being ignorant towards this, because it could be a whole power thing. But it's like, man, like, fuck the Olympics at the same time, because man, this girl's hurting. You know what I mean? And like,
Right.
drugs and all that shit. It's like, yeah, maybe she's not, as long as it's not like a performance enhancing drug where she's making it unfair for the rest of the people. Like, man,
The
just let
last
her
time
do
I checked, weed doesn't enhance the drugs.
it.
It
Like, let
makes
her run,
you,
man.
you know,
Let her run. That's fucked up.
yeah. Let her run. Let her run. Let her run. Yeah.
Tough situation. Tough
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, it's a toughie. It's a toughie for sure. But the Olympics, I guess they have to be stern with their rules. Yeah, we shall see what's going on. I'm still curious about the New Zealand situation. See how that turns out.
What New Zealand situation?
The transgender.
Oh yeah, we talked about the
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. But yeah, that's it for recent news. Let's get onward with the topic. Oh yeah.
Oh baby.
It's R&B, baby. R&B. Today we'll be discussing R&B artists, R&B music, what R&B means to us. And during the meanwhile, let's compile a playlist, if you will, of songs that we will make. And you can listen to at home to listen to these songs if you're not really a big R&B person, or if you really are into R&B and you're not sure of the songs that we may have mentioned, check it out.
Maybe like we'll try to post it on our Instagram or something like that, so people can like, oh, okay, these are like, you know, Carl's top 5 or my top 5. So we'll do that for everybody. So I'm hoping we can build up by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. That's gonna be a big one. This is a big episode for Ryan and I, because me and Ryan are pretty big R&B heads. Ryan being the bigger R&B head. I mean, it's an issue with him. It's almost like we have to have an intervention. It's disgusting.
It's a drug, baby.
Oh boy, and this guy's scratching his neck. Oh dear. But yes, R&B. Do you want to get into it? What does R&B mean? What did R&B mean for you growing up, Ryan? So help me God, did you say it helped me cope with like it's like it got me through like some tough times and shit, I swear to God.
So I guess like if we're really gonna go like timeline, like rhythm and blues, I just want to say R&B is the best music out there, hands down. There's nothing better out there. And everything else out there that you're listening to is absolutely garbage in comparison to what R&B is.
I want to send a big shout out to all my gospel music listeners. Everyone who listens to religious music out there. Rockers.
Yeah,
or
all of it.
All those patriots that listen to the countries of, the song of your countries. That's a shout out to you. So if you ever have any dispute, by all means, you know where to send it. The blank 416. Oh shit!
Well, fuck me, right?
Yeah. Jesus.
But no, I'm just kidding. You know, I do like to listen to a lot of types of music, and they're all great. But R&B just kind of hits home. I think that if we're really gonna put it in a timeline, R&B's just always been that consistent. And I would almost like if I were to criticize it a little bit, like very similar sounding, very similar topics, but for some odd reason, my fucking chemical levels just like go up and down and raise to its highest level, and I get the right chemicals that just make me feel good whenever I'm listening to R&B. So whatever's in the sound, whether you're using certain 808s or whatever, it's just really important to me, and I think that it's always been since I was young. And it's one of those things that's really sentimental to my heart, I would say, in comparison to any other type of music, any other thing out there. It's like Carl said, whether it helps you through a hard day or it helps you get over a breakup or it makes you want to get into bed. But Carl's got his eyes wide open. But I'm just saying, there's something about R&B that I think that everybody can appreciate. And I have a pretty good story about introducing someone to R&B that had never listened to it before, which is actually pretty funny, which I'll tell after. But Yeah, R&B just does something. It's since I was young, it's always been there. So it's what I grew up on. It's what I continue to grow up on. It's what my kids, if I happen to have kids, or what they're gonna grow up on. So yeah. What
You
about
mean
you, Carlos?
The R&B of today?
Oh,
Oh,
I
Jesus
don't really.
Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. That's some explicit stuff.
But Carlos, to
See, son,
answer, yeah,
this here is Bryson Tiller. He is talking about how he's going.
going
Oh dear.
in. He's
He's
going
going
in.
in. He's going in. All right.
Kids gotta know.
Oh dear.
Well,
What? Yeah.
I
What?
was gonna say, what is R&B to you, and why is it important? How did you grow up on it, or what is that in comparison to your youth?
You know what? I was a pretty big hip hop head growing up, so I loved hip hop more than everything. But the songs that really stood out to me the most were like the hip hop and R&B combinations. So, songs like really stood out to me was like "If I Rule the World" or by Nas and Lauryn
Huge,
Hill.
huge,
"You're All I Need" by Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
huge.
Yeah, songs like that, they really just like, R&B thing is not too bad. Then I would hear like the solo R&B tracks, and I'm just like, God damn, R&B. It's just something to it. And yeah, since a kid, I mean, as cheesy as I might come across if I listen to the music, it's just like, man, that's dope. You know what I mean? There's like people with talent just like singing their hearts out about some shit. R&B, it went from like, being lovey-dovey to now it's just like you could talk about anything. They're just like it's a breakup song, or it's a sex song, it's a drug influence song. Yeah, now R&B, it's rhythm and blues, and blues can relate to any other problems that relationships and sides that you may have. So that's what R&B means to me, man. It's an important genre in my life. Um, it's if it was songs I'd sing in the shower, it'd be R&B music, obviously. But yeah,
What is can if you can remember,
yeah.
because I'm sure it was definitely when we were young, but what is the first introduction to R&B, and how was it introduced? Where did you hear it? And if you can remember, I would love to know what song it was specifically. But if you don't, then that's
Hmm.
perfectly fine as well. But where was the first introduction to R&B, I would say.
I mean, it was either watching Much Music or BET, one of the two channels. First introductions, yeah, just one of those songs. I think like my earliest memory would probably be like I'll always was I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Does that count as R&B?
I would consider it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually something I was going to bring up later, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably like my earliest memory of R&B. To this day, I'm gonna just be upfront here. That's probably like the only song that I could listen to, and I'd probably cry listening to it. Like it is just like beautiful. It's just oh my,
Hit
when
home.
she hits that high
Telling you.
note,
That's what
my
R&B
God.
does, man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. What the hell are you
Woo!
talking about? What the R&B does?
It's what it does to you. Woo!
No, it makes you cry.
Makes you cry, makes you feel
Ladies and gentlemen,
the
Ryan is
spectrum of
talking about
emotions.
this because he was listening to what's the name of that one song? Um, Practice by Drake. The one where he's talking about the backing that ass up. Dude was tearing, just like this is the anthem right here. This is it. This is it right here. Yeah, that's my earliest, definitely my earliest memory. What's another song I was gonna mention? But I forget. It slipped my mind. Yeah, but yeah, that's probably my earliest memory. But that song, man, I Will Always Love You. Yeah, that's an all timer for me for sure. That's an all time great song.
There's a question I wanted to get into, and it
Yeah.
does happen to get into like experiences as we were a kid. But for those who don't know, Carlos is the oldest out of his siblings. Um, he's got a younger brother, and shout out to Joel because I love that kid too.
Joel. You
Joel,
piece of
sorry,
shit. Fuck you.
but I love him
Fuck
too.
you
So
if you're
shout out to
listening.
Joel. You're the man. But in relation to being the oldest, I'm sure that everybody can sort of relate to this, is that the situation that you were younger, a lot of the music taste that you happen to have was brought down either from an older sibling, whether it is your parents. You know, like we talked about with our babysitting episode, where it's like, yo, man, my parents just left me in front of the television. So like things like Much Music thing comes out, things like BT, things like what's that other one
Much Music.
the other one, MTV.
MTV.
When MTV used to play music, they don't
Yeah.
do it anymore, from my understanding. But in that case, a lot of it was brought down. A lot of it was influenced by who you were around because you're a kid. And the one thing I had for you is that you being the older brother, Carlos, how did you even get the music, or at least in this case, to relate it back, the R&B like sound that you like, that potentially your little brother now listens to or enjoys because of you? Like, was it the Much Music? Was it the staying at home? Or like, how did it discover that way, kind of thing?
I mean, I had growing up, my parents worked a lot, so it was just not a lot of me just staying home. It was more so just going to babysitters. So babysitters would throw on Much Music or BET, and then I just listened to these songs. That's how I listened to most of it. And I'd ask them, it's like, hey, what song is this? And they would just be like, oh, this is so and so. It's a big hit right now. And yeah, that's how most of the introductions to these songs came about.
Huge.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's like yeah, just like you know, I think, you know, although I was like the oldest, I mean, like I had to be introduced to it some way or another, right? So I mean, it would either be, most of the time it's either the babysitter, who I have to shout out, they were pretty cool, the ones I had in the past. So shout out to all you people that tolerated me. But in terms of other
Reckless
songs,
kid,
definitely-
man.
Yeah, I was. Oh my god. Yeah, and or I would go to school. They would talk about what songs they were listening to that week, or the artists. Obviously, they would talk about like who's big and who's in right now. So I would listen to, I'd mention one artist. They were like, oh, but do you know this and this? I'm like, oh, but do you know this and this, and things like that. Then I'd just go home, and I'd have to wait for the next song to come on by that artist, because that's how it was growing up. We didn't have access to the internet like you self-privileged kids do now. Okay, we had to wait. We had to wait through commercials, through unnecessary songs. Okay, and so that's what it was like growing up. We waited. Patience. That's what our generation had more than the kids today. Patience.
We were definitely the last, I would think, the last generation, maybe like a little bit younger than us, that had to like go through that, being like recording fucking a song that comes on the radio and getting your tape recorder and recording it onto the tape just to get like the tape. You know what I mean? Like we were probably like the end of that generation, I would say.
It was funny because a friend of mine who's older mentioned to me, it's like, Carlos, I think you and like your brother, you're like the last generation to play video games where controllers had to be plugged in and not like over online. Yeah, so I'm just like, I had to take that in. I'm like, yeah, I guess we are
wireless.
Yeah, like like we didn't really have wireless. It was wired controllers playing, so it's like, yeah, we're like the last generation to go through that. But good times, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world, even as advanced as technology has gone. Solid times. Yeah. But yeah, that's R&B, man. That's how I discovered it when I was younger. I think it's convenient now that I can go to the music app, the good old YouTube Music, shout you out. Hope to get that YouTube money. And it's a good way to get easier access to songs that we like growing up, even songs that we never even heard of, from the past that are, that are great. So it's always nice to do that. But yeah, you always gotta appreciate the past in order to move on to the future.
That was one thing I wanted to talk about eventually, was like maybe the songs are for the people that are listening that don't consider R&B for R&B. I didn't do any research before this, which I wish I did, but
That's no fun.
things like the old school R&B, like the shit from like the 60s,
Oh,
that
God, you're
like we
going
weren't
back there.
like we weren't even born yet, like the
Yeah.
origins of it that like potentially wouldn't be considered R&B today. They would be considered like oldies or like 60s or whatever it is, but like build the building blocks to what R&B has become over the years, especially during the 90s era when like me and Carlos were learning about R&B and like getting our flavor and getting our taste kind of for it. So um yeah, no, I would like to be able to kind of talk a little bit about that because I've been listening to a little bit more of that recently. Now that we do have the accessibility in relation to like Spotify, YouTube Music, stuff like that, which makes it a lot easier for us to be able to discover great music that we may have missed in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I asked that, Carlos, is because I have an older brother, for those who don't know.
Right.
For those, yeah. Hear it laughs in the background, man. But in this case, I have an older brother, for those who don't know. And actually, when I grew up, shout out to Newmarket, Ontario.
Yeah.
But being like an old school Cambodian family, we all lived in this one bungalow. There was like 4 or 5 families in one bungalow. There's probably at least like, from what I remember, it seemed like it was like 30 of us in one house. Jesus. And we would live with all our cousins. And my uncle had this really sick, like, sound system. Like, he had a really sick TV, a really sick CD player, and it came with the amp and all that shit. And sick ass speakers at that point in time. I don't know how he got it because we were poor as shit back then.
So he's definitely never asked.
Definitely doing. No, I was young, man. He was definitely doing some sketchy shit, my uncle. But he had the sick one. So whenever he was at work, me and my cousins would go play like CDs and stuff like that. And my older brother would always like borrow a CD from his boys, or my older cousins would always have some sort of CDs out there. And tapes too, like literally like a tape, like a
cassette tapes, yeah.
Cassette tape. Like we had a thing that had that dualed up as a CD player and a cassette tape. So they would have all that kind of shit. And I remember just the first time, like when we were younger, playing R&B on those speakers. And like, I don't know if this is weird, but it sounds weird talking about it now. But like when me and all my cousins were real young, when all the parents were like gone and shit or playing cards upstairs, we would go to my uncle's part of the house and then we'd bump R&B music all together and we'd all just like sit in one room and just like chill and like sing and like fucking bump with each other. And one of the first CDs that I remember ever putting into a CD player was a Dru Hill CD.
Oh dear, here we go.
So Dru Hill, if anyone who doesn't know me, Dru Hill is probably my favorite R&B group of all time. Yeah, they're just it. So funny story, like when I was younger and like around in high school, I actually spent a whole day going to a bunch of different used CD places downtown Toronto, record stores, whatever I could find, trade and fucking pawn shop, stuff like that, to try and find a Dru Hill CD. And I finally found one somewhere on Yonge Street across from the Eaton Center. And I think it was like $10 or something like that. So I bought it. But just to get back to the story, listening to R&B with all of my cousins, it's not even about the song in itself, but it was about the emotion and the action that we happen to have all together as like a community or a family. So us as a family, for all the cousins that I grew up with, we all have R&B as like a connection between each other, where it's like, we all grew up on this shit, whether you listen to it to get away from your parents because their parents are going to beat us the fuck up for whatever reason.
Oh, God.
We'd all be chilling together. It was a connection thing that I have with my cousins. And even to this day, we all still talk about the songs that we listened to when we were younger. My cousin Stanley, and shout out to my cousin Stanley. Me and him are real big R&B heads, and we share R&B music all the time kind of thing. So it's a real important thing for me because it relates back to my family and all the cousins that I grew up with. And to get back to Dru Hill really quickly, Dru Hill was the first CD that I probably ever put into a CD player myself and like bumped it. So yeah, man, that's how I was probably introduced. I think it was through me and my cousins just chilling together and being all in one small ass house together with like 30 other people.
For those of you who don't know who Drew Hill is, which I imagine is
I hope everybody knows who Drew Hill is.
Well, the main, or would you consider him the leader?
I wouldn't say that. I guess
the leader of Drew Hill, Cisco. For those of you who remember, sang the song "Thong Song." That's possibly the best thing that came out of the group and the artist. Yeah, that's just.
I hate you, Carlos.
Yeah. Get in line. No, Drew Hill had some bangers. They had a few bangers. I only remember that one album, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. I guess Ryan will have to give a talk, or he's going to give a talk to me about why Drew Hill is so goated, as he says. I don't know why. I don't see it. I mean, there's much better groups, much better groups. Well, you're in denial, sir. But even still, we can definitely discuss it, but we can get into the whole debate nonsense later. But I guess since Drew Hill meant so much to Ryan, I'll ease back. But to be honest, if Drew Hill never came into your life, you think you'd be the person you'd be?
Definitely not. 100% not. If we were even bumping like Boyz II Men CDs, which we were,
you could have been a crack fiend.
Jodeci, fucking 112.
Yeah, you could have been selling drugs or just like on the street corner. Just the
same. It wouldn't have been the same. I wouldn't have been the Ryan.
Yeah,
that you know and love.
I mean, like, are you gonna say,
no one hates?
Are you gonna say excuse me? That was pretty inappropriate.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself.
But yeah, no, definitely not.
Drew Hill was that important to you?
Drew Hill is the
what are the most important lessons Drew Hill has taught you growing up?
Man, like dance, sing, do it well. I don't know, man. Like they were just it, man. They didn't have, like, not every Drew Hill singer was good looking. Like, I think Woody was fat, like he was a big dude, wasn't the greatest looking. There's another dude with like a hardcore lisp in the group. Cisco was just like one of those weird dudes for the 90s, you know what I mean? He's just so out there. Like, he was a millennial 2000s person in a 90s body.
Yeah.
He was just kind of ahead of his time. And like, no, literally, like, that's how I feel about Cisco. I don't know if anyone can agree with me, but like, Cisco is the head of his time. Like, he was the flashy pants, the dye hair in the 90s when it got cool in the 2000s to do that kind of stuff. So like, Drew Hill just did, they were like the perfect group, I would say. They had their flaws in relation to it. They weren't the best singers, that's for sure, but that's what made them great. All of their videos were very, very cheesy, which I fucking loved.
Yikes.
And they all weren't the greatest dancers, which was actually sick too. But
right, sorry to interrupt. I think you're trying to convince our listeners to like Drew Hill.
But yeah, no, man. But their songs were just bangers, like absolute bangers. Like, I don't know. There's something about it. It hit the soul. Their songs, out of all the songs, hit the soul for any R&B song when I was younger. So Drew Hill was the shit. But Carlos, I was gonna say, what was your go-to R&B group when you were younger? Because we already talked about mine. Everyone's gonna know mine by the end of this.
My go-to R&B group growing up. Did I have a group?
You can have three. You can name three if you want.
It's tough. Yeah, I had quite a bit. I mean, Boyz II Men was a big one to me. Not Jodeci, but Keyshia and JoJo was also pretty important to growing up.
Huge.
Obviously, All My Life was a huge song growing up. You're gonna give something to one like you. And Keyshia and JoJo were pretty big. Groups. New Edition, they're a big one to me.
Huge.
They were a really big one for me. Cool It Now is like one of my favorite songs of all time. And then as I grow up and listen to more of their songs, like Can You Stand the Rain and Mr.
Fire.
Telephone Man,
Fire.
Not Your Kind of, Not My Kind of Girl, just songs like that, like even Bobby Brown to Prerogative and things like that. So yeah, I guess if I had to choose groups that were important to me, they were up there for sure. Yeah, I guess because I remember in terms of New Edition, I remember my earliest memories, going to parties with my parents. Not parties like that because I was underage. I just want to be clear, my parents are good people and they raised me right. Just going to these parties and Cool It Now would play at almost every single one of them. And so I got used to it growing up and now. Yeah, and then I remember I was driving with my mom and I would play the song. Like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song in so long. And she's like singing the words to it. And I'm like, oh dear, here we go. Like I roll the windows up to make sure nobody else is listening. And those are my earliest memories in terms of R&B. For sure.
You know what I miss?
What do you miss, Ryan?
I don't know if this is like a big thing before COVID, but back in grade school, so this was like 95, 96, 97. School dances, man. I think school dances was like one of my favorite things when I was younger.
Oh dear.
Because we had
dance.
Yeah, man, like exactly. So the first slow dance that I can actually remember was with this girl named Charlotte.
Oh dear.
And she was sisters of this girl that everybody liked in my grade back in like grade 5.
Hold on. So
or
wait.
4 or some shit like that.
So
she was the older sister of that girl that all the guys liked.
I see. So Charlotte wasn't the go-to girl. Okay.
So the go-to girl in our grade was this one girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but I'll say her older sister's name. But Charlotte, when I was in grade, I think it was like grade 4.
Yeah.
I think like a Boyz II Men song came on.
Uh-oh.
The janitor came on, pressed play on the CD player or the tape player.
Yeah.
And then Boyz II Men came on, and she came and tapped me, and she was older than me. That was the sickest part. I forgot that part.
How much older?
I think she was a year older or 2 years older than me.
So you were a 4th grader.
I was in 4th grade. Yeah.
Dude, that's like forbidden back then. Oh my God.
Flex.
Oh my God.
And then she came and tapped on my shoulder and was like, "Yo, Ryan, you want to slow dance?" And I'm like, "Hell yes."
Wow.
So that was my first moment or like memory of actually slow dancing with somebody. But like,
so she asked you.
She asked me. That was the sickest part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man, bite my lip.
Oh boy.
She asked me, man. Charlotte, wherever you are, I don't remember your last name. I'm sorry, but I hope
made
you're
this
doing
dude's
okay.
life.
I hope you're doing okay because I still remember you, and I remember you for that reason. So thank you.
Imagine her listening to this, just like.
And what? I wish you the best.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
But yeah, she asked me.
Yeah.
And I slow danced with her, and I thought that was like the coolest shit. So like when I went home, I told my mom, I'm like, "Yo, I slow danced with this girl. She's got big booty."
Oh boy.
I was a grade 4, man. But
oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you're like telling your mom, like, I think she's pregnant. And I'm like, Ryan's mom's just like, okay, I don't think you have no idea how that works. So I'll just let you live your dream.
I slow dance with this girl. I think she's pregnant, man.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was one thing I missed. And I don't know if that happens anymore because I got a little brother. For those who don't know, Hunter, and Carlos knows Hunter very, very well. But I asked him, I'm like, man, how do your school dances? Like, do you even go to those school dances? Are they cool? Like, what do you consider them? Do your friends go? Do girls dance? What do you do? And he was like, oh, like when we go, like guys just kind of stay in their own corner. Nobody really slow dances. Like they don't even really play slow music no more. They just kind of play all the latest like top 40 stuff. And I'm like,
okay, so they're the wine paniting type of dances.
Wine paniting.
Oh my God. You're just standing there just like, I don't know what to do with this.
So that was one thing that I missed. And like, that's one thing I do miss.
I didn't have school dances until I actually went to Bakersfield. So Bakersfield was like my very first experience with slow dance.
Really?
Yeah. So
Really?
I moved to Bakersfield in seventh grade, and then I remember it was like everyone talking. It's like, oh, the dance, the dance. I'm like, wait, oh, you guys actually do that stuff here? And then yeah, and I remember just announcing the dance, and I think they were playing like Enrique Iglesias.
Hell yeah.
And I don't think I slow. Did I? I don't remember
What's
slow
that?
dancing.
What's that song? First off, hold on. What's that
Yeah.
song?
Which one? The slow
Enrique
Hero.
Iglesias, yeah, Hero.
I think that's the one. I actually got rejected by that song too, in high school. Nonetheless, I'm not gonna say the name of the girl, but you know who you are. Shane, you don't goof. If I make it big at this, or sorry, correction. When we make it big on this, you'll know. You'll know
You are
how
big,
it made me.
Big to me.
That's not gonna pay my bills, Ryan.
See
All
this?
right. It's not gonna. Now I'm trying to bump an R&B track right now. God damn it. But yeah, back then, yeah, just grade 7 was like my very first experience. I think they only played like one song. They didn't want us to, gyrate the hips too much. You know what I mean? So, all right, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, that was, I guess, my first experience. I haven't done too many. How many school dances have I attended since? Prom, I guess that counts too.
Athletic banquet.
That was a big one. Did we slow dance?
I think I remember slow dancing at those things.
Well, Ryan, you were kind of drunk at these events also. And, you were probably slow dancing.
At 14.
You were just out there in the corner, just.
I get salsa dancing in the corner
while they're presenting the awards. Just like, Ryan, please sit down.
Girl, the times they go, get the fuck over here, man. Stop playing around.
Ryan wins the award. It's like Ryan can't accept it at this time. He's predisposed at the moment. Yeah, just slow dances, man. Can never go wrong. But you know what's weird? You would think that with all the music going on, you would think they would do slow dances at clubs. Everything's just so fast paced at clubs, man.
See, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. So
yeah,
like I was talking to one of my homegirls. She's older than us, and she's born in Jamaica. Came over here when she was about like 15 with her family, and she's about 50 now. And when I was talking to her about growing up in Toronto, being like the 70s and like the 80s, like how was it? Because she was like, she's a big hip hop head, big like reggae fan.
Yeah.
And she was like, Ryan, like honestly, like you would have loved it. Like this would have been your era. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And she was like, every club that you ever walked into, whether it was Toronto, whether it was New York, whether it was whatever, because she's like, I traveled around. Yeah. She was like, the last probably half an hour of every single club that you went to, they would slow dance. They would throw on an artist. Yeah. So she was like during the 70s and the 80s, no matter what type of music they were playing throughout the night, whether it was like electronic stuff, like rock music, it could have been like reggae music the whole night, hip hop clubs or whatever it may be. They would throw on like R&B songs or like 80s like love ballads, and you would match up with the person that you were either going to take home that night, or you're going to go with your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or, whatever it may be at that point in time. Yeah, they would slow dance for like probably the last half an hour to close out the club. So like everybody would like more calm down. Mm-hmm. Everyone's kind of slow dancing. There's no fighting or no nothing like that. Probably was, but everyone's slow dancing. And then they close the club and you walk out and you're like, okay, that was a sick ass night because I got to have my fucking fun. I'm drunk as hell, slow dance with a girl by the end of the night. And now I get to go home and just be chill. So I always thought that was like one of the things I was always jealous of. It's like the clubs that we go to now. When I turned 19, we were what, 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
And in that case, we missed out on a certain era that was really, really big on it. So it's like, man, I really wish they did. I wish there were clubs that we can go to in Toronto. And if anybody knows an R&B club that I can hit up in Toronto when COVID is done, hit us
sure
up
there is. Yeah,
on
for sure.
Instagram. Me and Carlos will be there.
We'll slow dance with
slow
you.
dancing together.
Yeah.
Me and him.
Why are you describing it like that?
Nobody else.
Your voice. Oh dear, I don't like how your voice gets slower. Your voice gets slower and you're deeper. I don't like. Oh dear.
But please let us know. I would love to know.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
Would you like to slow dance at a club, Carlos? You think that'd be cool?
Of course.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I got that a little awkward. Further distance. I grabbed them by the shoulder. They grabbed me by the shoulder, and a little distance. Because the hip thing, that's too much. Because that's like, that's almost adultery, and you don't want to do that. So,
sin.
Yeah. So, not trying to do that. So, yeah. I would definitely love to go and slow dance at a club eventually one day. But who knows if we ever find a place.
I think if you make it big, Carlos.
Yeah. When
I'm gonna take out a loan.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna open up an R&B club.
Whoa! In the heart of downtown Toronto.
So everybody can experience what it felt like it was to be in the 70s or 90s. Yeah. Freaking public school dances kind of thing.
Is it strict R&B or is it hip hop and R&B or is it strict R&B?
Probably have to be strict R&B, but then we do like country music nights.
Okay, you had me at what the hell? This is part of this to attract the Caucasian base, apparently.
But
all right, there's gonna be those country nights are gonna be quite confusing for the black audience when they come into the house. It's like, oh nope, we're in the wrong
picked the
place.
wrong night.
We are on the wrong night. No, let's go.
I actually miss slow dancing so much that like sometimes like I'll like throw on a song or something like that, and then I'll go take a lecturer's hand and like, yo, just come slow dance with me for like 2 minutes.
And she's like, it's 3 a.m. in the morning.
And it could be like in the middle of our kitchen.
Yeah.
Or in the middle of like a living room or something like that. It's just like the sweetest thing, man. So I recommend everybody out there.
Yeah.
Go try to find a place to slow dance. It's a great thing.
Yeah. And then
one of the greatest human inventions.
Yeah. And then just grab that person by the hand and just tell them, let's dance.
Yeah. You love them.
Go. And then when they let go of your hand, you're like, okay, seriously, I have pepper spray, leave me alone. Maybe that's your time to not ask them again. Let's see. All right, what time is it? How long have we been doing this so far?
We've been at 8 minutes to an hour, man. We're good. We're still going.
We're almost at an hour?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, R&B, it just fucking flows through you.
Okay. No, I didn't want to end things. I was just asking because I have something in mind. That's why I asked.
Please go ahead.
Me and Ryan I wanted to bring this up, but let's compile a playlist for our listeners. Compile a pen, and
paper.
Let's compile a playlist for our listeners, and it'll be themed. So we'll have like a topic for each topic or each category that I raise, and then we'll just add it to the playlist to see if it's playlist worthy or not. Now, what was the name that we discussed before the show of the playlist? I really want you to say it.
So our playlist for today's episode, we're going to be posting for everybody to go look at. And we might even be trying to get it as a playlist, and maybe you can look up on YouTube because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we're calling it Cold, Smooth, and Nasty. Welcome to the blank, baby.
Oh yeah. Cold, smooth, and nasty. Yeah, so we'll compile this playlist, giving the best of me and Ryan, just to show where our R&B heads are at currently, and probably in the future. So we're going to include a little bit of everything: the old school, the new school, the present, the past, blah, 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 blah. So let's have the discussion, Ryan. Let's conduct and let's create most likely the greatest playlist in R&B history.
I love it.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's start off with this one. The best cheating anthem. The best anthem for, to catch it. Either you've been caught cheating. Don't need to. This guy's looking back like, what did you hear?
I'm gonna end the episode right
now. What the hell? Who's telling you these things? Jeez. Lesha opens the door like, yes, Ryan, what is the anthem? Just like a anthem for like, you caught your significant other cheating and you're just like, damn, this broke my heart. What is a song for you? Okay. What is a song for you that
Can you go first?
I Should Have Cheated by Keyshia Cole. That's a big one.
That's huge.
That's a huge one.
I Should Have Cheated. That's a huge one.
That is quite a big one. Off the top of my head, I can't think of too many.
So we'll do the topic.
Yeah.
And then you pick a song, I pick a song, and then we'll both agree on that one song and we'll add it to the top that playlist.
Okay. All right. Do you have a cheating song that you
I'm gonna go Christopher Martin, Don't Let Me Cheat on My Girlfriend.
Does that count?
Hell yeah.
Isn't that like isn't that reggae?
Oh, still a cheating song, man.
Well, that's not the theme.
Oh my god, man.
Does that count?
Yes, that counts. Okay, we'll go with yours. Okay, so for our first song, I Should Have Cheated by Keyshia Cole. That's a big tune. I remember that on BT top 10s, like 106 in Park.
Yeah,
time. So that was a great song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Keyshia Cole. You're a great artist. I hope you're
great singer. Fantastic
doing
singer.
Well.
Fantastic singer. Best song to sing in the shower. Right, you had a long day, trying to get the dirt off of you in the shower.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm only raising up the good, the good one. That's a toughie for you, huh?
I don't know what it was, but I went through like this phase when I was like 18 throughout like 22, where I was singing a lot of Boyz II Men in the shower. I don't know what it was.
Ooh.
So like for some odd reason, it always directed towards. So like I'd have like my phone, like my BlackBerry at the time, and like I'd put the volume up on loud, and I would play freaking Boyz II Men pretty much, and I would just sing Boyz II Men. And probably out of the songs, if I were to pick one, I'd like to pick just the theme of Water, but Water Runs Dry.
My Boyz II Men.
My Boyz II Men. So I'll go with that one. That was probably one of my favorite shower songs to sing. So
okay. I've only sung in the shower a select few times in my life. I haven't done too many songs, but the one song that stands out to me is "Can We Talk" by Tevin Campbell.
Fucking, we're going with that one because that is a banger in itself. Can we talk?
Those high notes in the shower, man. It's something. It's something.
Tevin Campbell. And then for those who don't know Tevin Campbell, everyone please go watch the first couple episodes of The Fresh Prince where Tevin Campbell does happen to make his star appearance.
Yeah.
Tevin Campbell is, for those who don't know who Tevin Campbell is, he was a great childhood singer. I don't know about 90s, early 90s singer. I think he was really young.
Yeah.
He made a star appearance on The Fresh Prince, for those who don't know, in the first season. So go check that out. It was Ashley's birthday, the episode for Ashley's birthday. Huge, great song as well.
Oh yeah.
So definitely check. Signed by Babyface.
Yes. Written by
Babyface. So definitely a great talent. So go check that song out. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we're going with that one.
I guess we are.
That's two for you, Carlos, man.
Jeez. Well, I'm telling you, man.
You're killing it.
Best song after a breakup.
You're killing me today, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to dig your brain here. I'm trying to. I want the best of the best on this playlist.
is going on? Oh, I'm logging to the wrong one.
You can take your time. It's no issue. We can move on to the next topic if this is too much for you.
No. We're just gonna go over this one.
Yeah.
After a breakup?
After a breakup. It doesn't even have to be themed of a breakup. It could be a song that really stood out to you after a breakup. Hell, it could be Barbie Girl for all I care.
I'm gonna go with the Drew Hill song this one.
Uh-oh.
So there was, and I believe it's on the Enter the Drew album. So anyone can go look that up, Enter the Drew. But it is this song called These Are the Times. I think that's what the song is called. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
These Are the Time. It's a really cheesy video. It's them dressed up in like medieval fucking Romeo and Juliet fucking clothing. And the song's pretty much just talking about like the precious time that we had as like a couple. And like those are the times that you really like wish upon and like you like reminisce about. So like I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah.
These Are the Times by Drew Hill.
Okay. All right, that's a big one. Let me take a quick snippet to see if I remember this one. Take a quick snippet, and then I will tell you my option. These are the times. Does it go like that? These are the times.
Like these are the times we all wish for.
Oh, I know this
moment
song.
less means so much more.
I
Yeah,
know
man,
this
that song was fire.
I know
Straight
this song.
fire. That song was shit.
Oh, Lisa
damn.
from Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, Lisa from Lisa Turtle, man.
Oh,
She was in that.
I know this song.
Yeah,
I do
man.
Yeah, it took me a second, but yes, I do.
That
know
was
this song.
like that was probably my like when I broke up with my first official girlfriend. Like we were like,
Say
oh,
word.
yeah, me and you together. And like 3 months down the line, she's like, yo, Ryan, like you smell. Yeah, shit ended from there. But yeah, man, that was the song I went to. So
have you worked on the smelling thing since? Let's move on. All right. For my choice, I went with "I Don't Ever Want to See You Again" by Uncle Sam. Dude, that song is a banger, man.
You're killing it. We're gonna go with that one, man.
No, I want to go with These Are the Times.
I don't think that a lot of people. I think a lot of people will appreciate. I don't ever want to see you again and compare.
Dude, that song, that song is a bang. No, These Are the Times is actually incredible, though.
Uncle
man.
Sam.
I haven't heard that song in years. That's why I didn't remember it.
Uncle Sam, I Don't Ever Want to See You Again. That video is fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
And we will post that in our Instagram for everyone.
That is a great song.
So please go listen to that. It's actually a very hilarious song.
Yeah.
But also a great song in itself. So.
All right. Best male group. So if you have your favorite group, what is your favorite song from said group?
So I have to pick one from Drew Hill pretty much.
Yes.
I think okay, so I'm gonna not pick Drew Hill this one just because it's a little bit too given. And I'll go a little bit more I say like millennial, just to like change it up a bit. But I'll probably go with God Must Have Spent a Little Bit More Time on You by NSYNC. I think that I don't know if people consider that R&B, but I'm gonna go ahead and consider that rhythm and blues because it definitely branches out.
Oh, I think so.
From that in relation to like the pop music that NSYNC was like, putting out in the early 2000s, late 2000s or whatever. But that song is the shit.
Oh my God.
So I'm going with God Must Have Spent a Little Bit More Time on You or something. I think that's the title. But NSYNC. So if I were to pick one, I'll pick it a little bit more modern. So I'm going with that.
Right. You caught me off guard with that one.
That's a big tune, man.
Holy. Let's see. For my group, my favorite group is New Edition in the R&B. It has to be New Edition. My favorite song from them. is it's probably Cool It Down, to be honest, but you know what? I think I'm gonna go with God Must Have Spent because that threw me off, and I was like, "Whoa! I didn't think I'd hear that one today." So that's a banger too.
All right, so we're going with NSYNC this one.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm getting one here, man. I'm getting one.
Yeah. Your favorite guilty pleasure song?
Guilty pleasure?
Yeah, there's it's like a R&B song where like I don't know if I'd be okay with singing this in front of the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Again, well, Carlos knows me, man. I'll pretty much sing any song.
Anything. So that's why Ryan's having a tough time with this.
Yeah, man.
What's a song?
Pop that boy pussy. What's that? Oh man, I have to post that song. So anybody who doesn't know, I'm not picking that as a song, but there's a song called, I believe it's like something Redman's. You know what song I'm talking about? Never mind, I don't want to bring it up anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the point of guilty. Is that your guilty pleasure song? Oh my god.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Man, I think if I were to like pick one that's like actually kind of funny, it's probably Body Party by Sierra.
Ooh.
I think that's a great fucking song.
That's a guilty pleasure song for you?
And it's a very like, man, I feel wrong for singing this out loud.
Yeah.
And shit, but it's a dope song. So shout out to Sierra. You make great fucking music. That was dope.
Yeah. Shout out to Sierra.
Body Party.
You know what's mine? Freak Like Me by Adina Howard.
Okay, that already wins. So. And for anybody who doesn't know that song,
yeah, download it ASAP because that song is a bang at. I don't care who's around. I will sing it to the day I die.
Freak in the morning, freak in the evening,
just like me.
That song is wild. Go listen
Banger.
to that song. That song is probably the best song, or at least one of the best songs that's ever come out.
Ever made.
Hands down.
Oh yeah. All right. Best female group.
Damn.
There's been a few.
So the song that I don't at all ever think that they're the best female group whatsoever, but the song that I've been listening to a lot recently is by Brownstone.
Oh, okay.
It's like their most famous song.
It's the one Tori sampled.
Yeah, Tory Lanez did happen to sample it, but it's God, man. Let me look this up. Hold on. If You Love Me.
Yeah.
If you love me, say it. Yeah, okay. So that's probably the, and I don't want to go with like Destiny's Child because Destiny's Child is goddesses. Like still wins down. It's either between TLC and Destiny's
Red Light District.
Yeah, like Red Light District. See, like, but that if I were to go to a song what I'm listening to right now, it's got to be Brownstone. If You Love Me. So I'm going with that.
Yeah,
back to 90s.
Banger. I'm gonna pick another generic song. My favorite R&B, female R&B group happens to be SWV.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about them. Fuck.
I'm gonna have to keep it generic and say Weak. But you know what? That's a. Yeah, I'll keep it as Weak. Because there was another song I really enjoyed by them. Because When This Feeling Comes.
Oh, huge.
Big.
They had bangers, man.
Oh man.
Anybody who's trying to get into R&B, and female R&B is the shit.
Yes,
I almost think it's better than male singing R&B. I'll be honest with you.
I would say so. Yeah.
If you're trying to get yourself into R&B just because of this episode or whatever you're going through in your life, SWV is one of the greatest of all time
ever.
In relation to women's R&B artists or R&B in general. So definitely go check them out. They have bangers.
Their catalog is quite extensive.
So in this case, I'm gonna go with SWV because I think it'd be more of a good introduction for people. So I'm going with Weak. On that one. So we'll put that into the the playlist. If you agree.
I'd agree. I enjoyed that song very much. Best hip hop and R&B duo song. I already know mine. I thought of the topic and I'm just instantly like done.
Man, there's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's the Mariah and Bad Boy era. You know, so people when Mariah Carey was fucking banging hits, and then P. Diddy or Puff Daddy at the time came out, made those bangers with her. Definitely huge. But I'm probably gonna go with, this is probably like the one song that I've always loved since I was young, was Mase and Total. I think it's called
Tell me what you want from me.
Tell me what you want from me. Take a look at what you see. Yeah, that was probably like my, because when I was younger, my brother actually had the Mase CD, like the OG CD from Mase. So huge at the time, and Mase during the kind of mid 90s, late 90s was huge because Bad Boy was just killing it. So in that case, I'm gonna go with Total, and Total and Mase. They was actually huge, and I think that's kind of an underrated one because I think that a lot of people go 112, you know, freaking 112 and Biggie. So I'm going with that one.
Good choice. Good choice. I'm gonna have to go with Biggie and 112 Only You remix.
That is like the OG. Like everybody knows everybody. Like anybody, it even still plays on the radio till this day, which is a crazy part. Like I remember like sitting in the, like I'm 29 years old now, and that song probably came out when we were like 10, maybe not, maybe younger than that, probably younger than that. And like that song still plays on the radio to this day because it still bangs, like it still hits. So for anybody who doesn't know that song or doesn't listen to the radio too much, 112, Notorious B.I.G., Only You remix.
The remix.
Yeah, remix. So that was huge.
I'm gonna have to go with Mason Total on this one. That song's bangs. That's
Mason Total. So for anybody who doesn't know that, I believe it was on his Harlem Lullaby.
Harlem World. So Harlem World CD. Total, for those who don't know who Total is, they were a group of 3 R&B female artists. They killed it. Weren't as big as some of the other big names out there, but they definitely held their own. Definitely so. I'm going with Mase. You know what's also a good one? The Total and Biggie track.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's also a big one.
Huge.
But yeah.
What's it called again? What the fuck? Hold on.
You are. Is it?
Oh, can't you see what
Yeah.
you do to me? Oh, that was huge.
That was a big one.
Huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Mariah, like, I don't mean to diss you here, but Mariah and anything that Puff put out at that point in time was banging too. So
yeah.
And,
well, speaking of which, yeah. Oh, well, speaking of, I wanted to get into it. Best female artist for R&B, like now group, singular.
Is this gonna be on the list or no?
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be on the list. That's hard, man.
Yeah.
That's super hard. I always, like, when I was younger, I always thought Monica
that's a good one.
I always thought Monica was like the queen.
I would have thought you would have picked Brandy.
So the funny thing is, like, this is a story I wanted to get into. So Monica was like the bad fucking, oh my god, like, you're so sweet. Like, I just want to like, Monica was like this, like my like hopes and dreams. She was like my like fantasy. And then now that I get older and I go back and listen to music, and like especially listening to some of stuff that I was talking about, and like I'm not talking about like the Boyz Mine when they happen to have both of them, but Brandy and Monica.
Yeah.
I probably turn more to Brandy now that I'm older when I listen to like female artists, I would say. Like there's a couple songs that I didn't even know when I was younger that like Brandy put out, and I got back and listened to it. I'm like, yo, how did I not know that song?
Right.
Like, did I not listen to enough fucking much music or not enough like radio or whatever it may be? But it's like, holy shit, that song was pop. So like, I'm gonna say Brandy at the moment, and it was.
You can include the two. Can I guess what song it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it? Was it "Wanna Be Down"? Was that the song you're gonna pick?
That was actually a banger. And shout out to Amanda. I hope you're listening. But Amanda, me and her love that song. But I was gonna go with "Almost Doesn't Count."
Ooh.
So that's probably like my favorite Brandy song. But I Want to Be Down. There was hers.
And then the remix, right?
The remix with like MC Light.
Yeah.
Was Queen Latifah in there?
Queen Latifah was in there.
Yeah. So like
Yo,
that
yo.
was a huge banger, like huge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
second comes. But what about you? What's the second one?
I mean generic, but I don't care. I have to go with Mariah. That's
Mariah, she's on fire.
Yeah. Always Be My Baby. That's a big one.
Oh yeah, you can't even.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna go with your choice.
Brandy.
I think mine is a bit generic. Everyone should know that the song I chose, but I'm gonna go with yours.
So we're gonna go Almost Doesn't Count.
Yeah.
So the special thing about Almost Doesn't Count is it's Brandy talking about her being in a relationship, and it's like I think she's like hating on this dude that she just dated, and it's like, yo, what we had, like it almost didn't count because it wasn't like almost love kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but go listen to it. We're gonna post it up. But that was a huge, huge song.
Yeah.
God. So, all right, Carlos, we're at 8 now, so our 9th to 9.
Okay. Best song for laying the smackdown. But not in that fashion, but obviously in a slow.
Oh, in slow-mo.
Yeah. You know plenty. You know plenty.
God damn, man.
You know
That's
plenty.
so hard.
It's a tough one. I just want to say something. I'll say this while you're thinking. We're not going to include it in the list due to the climate. I'm just going to say it.
Oh no.
I just in my humble opinion.
I don't see.
Yeah. In my humble opinion, the greatest anthem for coitus, without question, is Bump and Grind by the name we shall not mention.
We already talked about what we
Yes.
But it has to be said. It has to be said. It really does. So.
It is easily the greatest anthem for that and for coitus, without question. You know what? I'm just gonna pull it out there. I don't know if there's any other song that can compete.
No, there's really not.
There really isn't.
Like if there was an 11th spot on this list, then it would have to be number 1 and number 2 and number 3.
Like that song, literally millions of people were created from that song. It has to be. That song is the anthem. Although the guy is not the greatest, like he's but still. All right, I'm just gonna throw it out there. We will not include it in the list for climate reasons, for not to upset the fans, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. In my humble opinion, that song,
Fire.
insane. I believe it is still available out there. So all you, all of you who are interested, go right ahead. But other than that, we'll have to find others to compensate for laying the smacketh down on the booty. But yeah, do you have a song in mind, Ryan?
I'm gonna go with, and this is a joke between me and a couple of my homegirls, but it's So Anxious by Genuine.
Oh man, Genuine. No one mentioned him today.
So Genuine, and I'm pretty sure that everybody knows Genuine by In Those Jeans and Pony.
Yeah.
If you go list differences huge in our grade school. So
I think we're just gonna include it in there without even being it.
yeah. That was huge. So I'm going with So Anxious. That's probably the most like, because like one of the lines is like, meet me at 11:30. I love it when you're talking dirty.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Shout out to Miss 11:30 out there, man.
God damn.
But I'm going with So Anxious. What about you, Carlos?
Because the songs I'm thinking about aren't really dirty, but just like the whole aura about them. I think it's a tie for me. I have either Love You Down by Ready for the World,
huge, or
Purple Kisses by The Dream.
Oh, now that one's huge. I'm going with The Dream on that one.
Really?
That's just me, yeah. Hands down. That song's fire. And for those who don't know it, because it's not that huge.
No, it's not. It's like a deep cut on the album.
It's one of his like album songs that not a lot of people. I don't think he had a video for it.
No.
So Purple Kisses. Carlos showed me that song way back when, and
dude,
I haven't given it up yet.
Bro, that song. When I first heard it, I'm just like, this is it. This is it. This is my entrance to WrestleMania. This is the one. Holy. But yes, if you're listening, Purple Kisses by The Dream. If you're about to go downtown to the, if you're trying to lay the smackdown, trying to stomp some mud holes, ladies and gentlemen, that song right there. Right there. Best song to get at a girl with. Like the best song to, similar to Just a Friend like Mario, something to.
I think we're gonna pick the same song here.
You think so? Yo, Just a Friend by Mario? Is that the one? Oh. No, what song?
What's your man got to do with me?
Oh my god, does that count? That doesn't count.
Of course it counts.
Oh, will it count?
Oh, I don't know. That's a great fucking song. What is that? Hold on.
If that counts, we'll add it. 100%.
What's that? Who's the dude again?
Positive K is his name.
Positive K.
Yeah.
So he's a hip hop artist.
He is a hip hop artist, yeah.
But one of his biggest songs, I think it's probably his biggest song. It's called I Got a Man.
Yeah.
So just to give you a quick intro, go look it up yourself because it's a pretty good dope song.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope song.
But he's trying to talk to this girl at this party, and she goes, "Man, I got a man." And his response is, "Man, what's your man
got to do with me?" I'm not trying to hear that, see?
I'm not trying to hear that, see? That shit is fire.
That's gangster.
Yeah,
that's a gangster
shit. I don't know. I guess it's not R&B, but still.
Oh, either way, you should still listen to that song. You know what song I'm gonna go with? Sweet Lady by Tyrese.
Oh my god, okay, that already wins, man. Fuck.
Whoa, you're not even gonna decide.
No. Tyrese. I almost forgot about Tyrese in this whole episode, but Tyrese, and I'm talking about Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious Tyrese. We knew him when he was.
I'm talking about
dude. Back then, guys, Tyrese had bangers.
Shit, Sweet Lady by Tyrese. That's a fucking banger.
Oh man, Tyrese had hits back then.
If you go watch the video, him on the bus, he's just like,
with the headphones up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's like this real pretty girl. I forget her name, but she's in a lot of movies back in the '90s. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. God, man.
Yeah, man.
We're going with that.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you know, it's also a good one. I have to shout them out. Stay by Jodeci.
Oh yeah, huge.
Stay. Gotta shout Jodeci out. Yeah. All right. I think this
wait, hold on.
Oh, yes,
I had one more comment about Jodeci. So I have a homegirl, and she's a little bit older than me, but she grew up there in the Jodeci era, which is like the 80s, like
the peak of the 90s.
Like a little bit of like early 90s, late 80s when Jodeci was making it big.
Right.
And I remember she was telling me the story about how she went to a Jodeci concert, I'm pretty sure. And she was like, man, like Jodeci, these guys are such G's, but they're all so ugly.
Whoa.
And I was like, I'm like, what? And she's like,
What?
no, Ryan, like, and then she's a cool girl, but
Yeah.
she's like, yo, like, they were ugly dudes. Like, they were ugly people. Not like
Damn.
people, but like, she's like, none of
Even
them.
Dude,
That's what
their
I'm thinking.
ladies were going crazy over
That's what I'm
Devontae,
thinking. I'm
man.
like, yo, are you kidding me? Like, those are the fucking handsomest dudes I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my life.
they're pretty handsome
And
dudes,
she was
man.
like, no, man, like they weren't good looking dudes. They just sing, and that was it. I'm like, that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
But
Dude, I
she
know
was,
tons of people
I
who
think
have crushes on Devontae, man.
I think she was putting them against like Maxwell. I think she was like thinking about like
This woman's work. Add it to the list.
so maybe she's like the long haired dudes, man. I don't know.
Damn. Golly.
But yeah, it's a funny story, man. So yeah, that's one thing I remember about Josie.
Okay.
So, all right, so we're at our 11th.
All right. Best high note in a song.
Oh, speaking of Maxwell.
What, this woman's work? Really? Is that the best high notes? That's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I was thinking Tell Me What You Want Me to Do by Tevin Campbell.
Oh
you know
yeah.
what? That's also, but you know what? Add Maxwell. Add Maxwell for sure. This woman's work is a classic. We'll add that one. And I think this will be our last one. The best male artist. No. Two more, sorry. Best female male artist. Duo song. So both R&B singers, male, female.
Can it be a group?
A group with a female?
Like a group like a male and then the female.
I know what song you're thinking about. Can I guess it?
Yeah, you can if you want.
You don't think I know?
No, I don't think you know.
Huh.
It's a hard one, man.
Oh, wait, no. I don't.
Christmas theme. That's the only thing I could say. That's one thing.
Christmas theme.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Christmas theme. Does it deal with NSYNC?
Actually, no, I'm thinking of the wrong one, man. Fuck. Sorry, never mind.
Is it Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the one. I knew it.
One sweet day, but that's not
One Sweet
Christmas
Day.
Day.
Yeah, that's not
Fuck.
Christmas Day.
But yeah, I know that was a great song too.
That was
man.
a great song.
Yeah,
That was a great song.
One Sweet Day. That's a sad song, man.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. Male, female. I didn't even think about this one. I mean, there's a lot of them. Usher and Alicia Keys, My Blue is a good one.
Huge, huge.
I really like The Dream and Mariah Carey, My Love. That was a good one. If I had to choose the best one I've heard, though. Uh-oh, boy. Oh. The closer I get to you.
The more you make me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or Tonight I celebrate my love for you. Yeah, that's a big one.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
one of them to end it off has to be an oldies, like your favorite kind of oldies song, or whatever, like that.
I already know mine. Yeah.
So wait, so we're going with the woman, female, and male artist.
Yeah, pick One Sweet Day.
One Sweet Day.
Yeah. And then my last one is best male artist.
Best male artist.
Best R&B male artist.
Super rough, man.
Yeah, that's a super rough
Holy.
one. Oh yeah.
Fuck, that is not easy at all.
Yep. I only make the difficult decisions here, sir. That's a toughie.
There's so many good fucking songs.
There's a lot. We can always add on to it, but if you have to choose right now to compile your list.
Right now?
Yeah.
God, man. That's super rough.
Yeah.
There's so many like good
solo
male R&B artists that it's actually ridiculous.
Oh, there's quite a bit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my choice is definitely from the 90s. There's no like recent. The only recent one I could think of off the top of my head is Brent Faiyaz's "Lovely." If you don't know that song, ladies and gentlemen, please download it. Fantastic song.
Huge song.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
song.
But yes, Ryan, if you had to choose one, man, if you had to go with one male artist and your favorite song from said artist, take your time.
Take my time.
Yeah, man.
God, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick one from like this list that I'm looking at. Because all of these songs I do listen to on the regular. I'm gonna go with Musiq Soulchild, man.
Ooh.
Musiq Soulchild, I think, is one of the most underrated R&B artists out there. Ooh. I don't think that a lot of people give him the time of day because he's not.
Is it the one I'm thinking of? I'm not trying to pressure you.
Yeah, exactly. So, Just Friends by Musiq Soulchild.
Damn.
For those who don't know that song, that's probably one of the best sing-along, easy flowing, fucking great songs out there. So Musiq Soulchild, Just Friends.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick mine. I didn't even know why I didn't think about this. I should have changed. I kind of want to change my answer now for the earlier one, but you know, I'm gonna pick it anyway. Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing.
Marvin Gaye. Let's go. That's like a given, man.
Baby, it's good for me. Baby, it's something that's good for me.
Okay, so I got 12 songs in this playlist.
Mm-hmm. And you said you wanted an oldies one?
We're gonna put. Oh yeah. Okay, so our 13th. Oh, lucky number 13, man. So our last song that you're gonna pick for the oldies song that we pick between one of them.
What do you want me to go?
Yeah. What are you picking?
You Are Everything by the Stylistics.
Oh my God, that's so funny because I thought I was gonna pick that.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Stop.
Only you. And when I needed a friend. That's a song?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
The wrong one. But I know it is Stylistics.
Oh, it's a Stylistics song. What song are you thinking of? Betcha by golly, wow.
That's not the one I'm talking about.
No. Break Up to Make Up. Oh, that's a big one.
And through thick and thin. This song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. You make me feel brand new. That's a song. Exactly, right there. Stylistics, You Make Me Feel Brand New. That was a song I was thinking about, but I know what song you're talking about, so yeah.
So you want to go with your song?
We're going with yours, man.
Really?
That's the better song.
You Are Everything. Dude, that song. Dude. Oh. There you have it, folks. Compiled is the 13 of the best R&B songs in the history of mankind. Obviously, I don't want to boast, but I mean, it's a fact. Me and Ryan are R&B heads, and we know R&B. And if we wanted to introduce you to R&B music, this is the playlist to go to. And in case you are already a big fan of R&B music and you want to listen to some bangers, this is a playlist. We'll most likely add on to it as time goes on. But right now, these are the 13 songs that should make your life a whole lot better if you listen to it.
Carlos, before we go,
yeah,
we are a lot over time, I'd say.
How long have we been doing this?
Hour and a half.
Oh, that's not bad.
But in this case, give me an honorable mention. Give me one that you wish that we didn't talk about, but you would throw into this list. And give me a song that we didn't talk about whatsoever. That's an honorable mention that should have made this top 13, but for some reason didn't. Give me a song.
I'm gonna go with a song that it's not really discussed about. Let's Wait a While by Janet Jackson.
Oh, huge.
Yeah, because it's not like it's not a sexual song. It actually goes against it. You know, you have your loved one. You wanna just wait. Just wait until the time's right. But yeah, that's gonna be my honorable mention.
Honorable mention. We didn't talk about Janet the whole episode.
No, we
That's fucked up.
didn't.
That's
I
actually
know.
fucked up.
I know.
My honorable mention is gonna go to a song that Carl showed me when we were a little bit older. But I'm going with High Five. High Five Kissing Game, man.
Damn,
that song
that's
is straight fire.
Oh yeah, that's a banger. That's a good That's a good song to get you on the dance floor for sure, man.
So that was definitely the opposite of Janet's
Dude,
Let's Wait a While. From Let's Wait a While to Kissing Game,
man. The two ends of the spectrum, pretty much. But dude, if we go to a club and that song plays, it's over. I'm just gonna flip everything over and just go nuts on the dance floor. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the list that we have compiled. We will definitely share it to the world. Please pay attention to it. Yes, Ryan.
We're gonna post it on our Instagram.
Yes.
But Carlos, give me your final take-home thought before we end this off.
R&B is possibly up there in one of the greatest music genres to ever exist. It gets you through the day. You can listen to it anywhere, even at the gym. There's R&B songs you can listen to at the gym. So you can listen to it there's moods, that you have for it. It's great. It's fantastic. Even if it's considered a guilty pleasure genre for you, it's okay. R&B gets you through the day. That's all I gotta say. And I think I can say something that me and Ryan can agree on, and that that the whole world who's listening to this, can also agree on, because it's just not really that frowned upon anymore. But free R.
All right, I'm gonna end the episode right there.
Oh boy, I didn't finish that thought because other than that, Ryan, do you have anything to say?
No, I think I'm done
here. He's nervous laughing.
But I think I'll make it short because we are close to time. But in this case, I think that R&B is one of those genres that I think that everybody should give a chance to, whether you are a hopeless romantic or you're not a hopeless romantic. Maybe you don't care about like that lovey-dovey kind of stuff in music and then like arts, and that shit just doesn't appeal to you whatsoever. I think that if we all got on some sort of like a lovey-dovey basis by like spreading love and putting into art and like sharing it, especially singing it in this case, I think that the world would probably be a better place. And I'll be honest with that. So that's what I'm going to say. That's my final thought. Listen to more R&B. Get out there with that.
Yeah.
So on that note, this is Ryan.
And this is Carlos. And this is the blank. Fill it in, baby girl. Fill it in.
Dope.